back to my channel. Today I'm going to do something that I have never done before. I'm going to talk about products that I've purchased that didn't quite live up to the hype, or that were not exactly what I was looking for, or that just didn't have a longevity. I mean, you guys know I buy a lot of Bassoon products. I mean, I have so many hauls on my channel that you guys are aware I buy a lot. And I also gig a lot. And in all of the gigging, I put all of my accessories that I buy through the mill. So I think it's only fair to do a, yeah, these products didn't work out so much.
Yeah.
Now, I hope you guys know I'm not doing this to do a roast. I'm not going after any companies. I'm not trying to hurt any companies or the products that they're marketing. I'm just saying these are products that just did not work out for me. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to talk about are reed soaking cups. I have tried so hard to love this product. It is from Forest Double Reed. I have one here that is not currently broken. It has a little bit back here that it grips around the stand, and then there are magnets inside of it so that it will hold on to the stand. And it is basically pretty close to, you know, making sure that water won't slip out. It has a really good secure top on it. But what happens to me every time with these, because this is my third or fourth time I tried buying these from Forest, and I mean, you can get them on Amazon as well. I think they run about $7.95 to $8 a piece, regardless if you buy them at Forest or Amazon. The only bonus is that if you buy them on Amazon, they don't have the gold Forest on them, so they are just all concert black. But here's what happens. Here's one that I have used. The little arms come off as the glue starts to wear out on the back panel, and then a magnet fell out. So absolutely humiliating. I was at a gig and I went and I stuck it on a stand, and the magnet gave out and the reed cup fell off and it fell onto the floor. Water was all over the stage. My reeds flew everywhere, so I was scrambling to pick them up. It did not feel good. It didn't feel professional. And this happened at a gig where it was like everything that could break did break. There is a blog that I have that I will link to that talks about just the gig where everything broke. I mean, you try to go and be professional and look like you have it all together, and then everything breaks on you, and it's just embarrassing. So I am not going to buy another one of these because I've tried so many of them, and the one that I had before this, I don't actually have anymore because the pieces, when it fell on the floor, this is my third one of these, when it fell on the floor, it shattered. And it shattered into so many pieces that then it was just, that was done, and I had that puzzle piece to pick up off the floor. So I do not recommend these unless you are going to just set them on the floor. The next item that I have to talk about is reed wire. And you're probably wondering how I could ever be disappointed in reed wire, but I've ordered from a couple of different manufacturers, and I'm starting to notice that there's an inconsistency in some of the products that are out there. I picked up this 21 gauge brass wire from Charles Music. And what was exciting about it for me was that, you know, usually I use the standard 22 gauge brass wire, and I've been playing with the gauge of wire a little bit to see how it alters the sound. But this 21 gauge brass wire is totally different than the 21 gauge brass wire that I have that's normally on hand. I have from Corfill, which is a major company, a larger spool, but I didn't want to carry around this large one, so I ordered the smaller one from Charles Double Reed. And the two wires are completely different. The one from Charles Double Reed offers basically no flexibility. It is one of the hardest wires to bend I have ever worked with. And the Corfill is 1,000 times more easy to bend. I can move it with my fingernails. It has a higher level of flexibility. So they are completely different products, although they are the same 21 gauge brass wire. The thing that it's shown me is that it matters where you're buying your materials from, and you want to buy from those places consistently so that you end up with consistent results. So this wire, because it's so inflexible, and I can't even pinch the wires together as I usually do with my fingers before I do the twist, I am going to end up not using this, and what I'm going to do is take little pieces of the core fill wire and cut them, and then I can put them in my travel case so that I have them ready and easily available. That seems like a better solution than using a separate product and then not having consistent results. The next product that I'm going to talk about is a product that in theory is something that I would love to have work. But in reality, when I used it, it was not at all what I wanted it to be, and it actually didn't help me in any way, shape, or form. And that is the lighted bassoon plaque. This is, in theory, a really great option because when you press on the button inside here, it creates a light that runs down the plaque so that as you put it inside the reed, then you can see where the shadows are. The problem with this mechanism is that when you stick it inside the reed, the very tip of the plaque creates a halo, and this halo doesn't allow you to completely see the heavy spots at the back of the reed. It works if you're doing a bit of finishing tip work, not as well as a light maybe works, but you can still get to see what's happening at the tip. But as far as doing any scraping near the back, you will have a halo of lightness that does not exist if you look at the reed the same way underneath a standard desk lamp. No. See, Coco didn't even feel like it lived up to the hype. Yeah. For those of you who have watched my What's in My Bassoon Case video, this next one should come as absolutely no surprise. My Cobalt bassoon case is one of the least liked items that I have purchased. Now, it serves a fantastic purpose that it is a good, solid, hard case and that it offers a backpack function. And not only does it offer a backpack function, but it fits my bassoon because as I have learned more and more about my 10,000 series heckle, I have figured out that I have one of these special 10,000 series heckles that offers an extra long joint. This means that my long joint is about 1/8 of an inch longer than many other bassoons. I've tried putting my bassoons in a Fox 220 case that was blocked for a standard instrument and my bassoon won't fit. When I ran into problems with my Cobalt case, I tried to switch my Puchner and my Heckel so that my Heckel bassoon would be in my Bona case, and it doesn't fit because my long joint is too long. So I'm looking into purchasing a custom-made Bona case, but let me tell you about the reasons why I've just not been happy with my Cobalt case. If you've watched my What's in My Bassoon Case, you already know that I was displeased with the mechanism that ties the base of the case to the top of the case, and that as you start removing pieces and the weight of the bassoon case shifts, it will move into a V shape. I kind of got over that and I never actually ended up cutting the strap because so many of you guys were like, that's going to mess with the integrity of the case and it could put extra stress on the zipper. And I was like, okay, it's not that deep. I will just leave it. And what I ended up doing is putting my foot on the edge of the case and holding it as I take pieces out so that the bassoon case doesn't flop into a V shape as I'm actually trying to remove some pieces. What I have run into that is a problem is I was at the same gig where the reed cut broke, and this same gig, my bassoon stand broke, which I have a review of bassoon stands if you're interested in that. And then on top of that, I went to dinner, and you know, when I'm at these services, I usually have like 2 or 3 services a day, so I'm gonna run around in between those services and have a good time in town, and I like to put my bassoon on as a backpack. And after I finished dinner, the little arm that holds the straps as a backpack function, one of the hooks had completely broken. And keep in mind that this Cobalt case is less than a year old. And the only thing that saved me was that I had an extra like rock climbing carbiner on my to-go food because I like to keep extra food with me because I have so many food allergies. So I was lucky enough that I was able to MacGyver my case back together, or MacGruber for those of you who are more trendy and younger. Basically, I had to try to fix the case as best I could so that I could carry my bassoon back to the hall without putting a whole bunch of strain on one arm. I also have to say that the case, as a backpack, when I am running around town, I don't want to just leave my bassoon behind, so I carry it with me. And as I'm carrying it with me on my back, the straps dig into my shoulders more than any other case that I have owned in a backpack function. It literally hurts if I'm walking around for an extended amount of time in a way that my Bona case never hurts. So I think it's time for me to just go ahead and order a custom bassoon case. If you guys have any thoughts or suggestions on this, I would love to hear from you guys. You're a wealth of knowledge, and I just am so in love with this community where you guys offer so much great feedback. So if you have any thoughts on cases, go ahead and leave me a comment in the description box down below so that I can hear what your experiences are. I know that I've heard from a couple of you that when I talked about the V of the Coble case, some of you said that you've had experiences where your bell actually popped out of the case, and that was scary too. So it's good to know these things and to hear experiences that you guys are having. I'd also love to hear if there are any products that you're in love with and you think that I should try, or there are experiences that maybe you just didn't enjoy and didn't live up to your expectations. I mean, it's an open forum. So I would love to hear from you guys. If you liked this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, especially because, I mean, like I said, I don't really do videos like this very often. So I want to know if you guys like it or not. And if you want to make sure you don't miss any future videos, be sure to click that subscribe button. And I will see you guys next time. Bye! This video is dedicated to Skype lessons. I teach Skype lessons as well. My family being musicians, they also teach Skype lessons. I did a full blog with my dad for those of you that are teachers and you maybe want to start developing your own Skype studio about what you would need from a teaching perspective. But for you guys that are interested and who have been asking me about maybe setting up lessons via the internet, let's go through some of the things that you would need in order to have a Skype lesson with me.